Our next presenter is Dragana Vukmirovic. She is a senior dangerous goods officer with LGIRS, as we're now known, Local Government Industry Regulation and Safety. She's a dangerous goods specialist known for making complex safety regulations make sense. She has years of experience working with hazardous materials, and I know that she's an expert in her field because even after those years of experience, she's still the picture of health. So she must know what she's talking about. She works with management, rural safety, and she's helped farmers, transporters and regulators navigate the practical realities of storing and handling dangerous goods. She's going to talk to us about highlighting essential safety practices for the transport, storage and handling of dangerous goods on farms. Dragana.
Thank you, Andrew. That was quite fascinating pronunciation of my surname. I would just add to that introduction that I've been with the department for the past 12 years and I'm a member of operations team. So I've been out and about and I've saw lots of, let's say, good practices with the dangerous goods and some not so great practices. And I feel really privileged to be able to share my knowledge and experience with you today. I designed this presentation. I included lots of information that will hopefully be relevant to you. And also as a gift pack that you can later on take with you and in case you have any doubt what to do with your dangerous goods, how to transport it, how to store it, to go back to my presentation and find relevant information. So today I'm going to cover mainly transport, storage, handling of dangerous goods that are commonly found on farms. When we talk chemicals, we quite often people get confused with two terms: hazardous chemicals, hazardous substances, and dangerous goods. So what is the difference? Hazardous chemicals are classified based on their health effect. Dangerous goods, on the other hand, are classified on their immediate chemical and physical effects, such as fire, explosion, corrosion, toxicity, not only to people, but to property and environment. We have 9 classes of dangerous goods. We regulate 7. Radiation stuff and infectious substances are not covered by us. That's Department of Health. In similar way, dangerous goods are governed by Dangerous Goods Act and corresponding regulations, and hazardous chemicals, they're governed by Work Health and Safety Act and again corresponding regulations. So you may see in practice 2 sets of inspectors visiting your site. Okay, so what are some common chemicals or dangerous goods on farms? These are your fuels, so your petrol, your diesel for your heavy machinery, LP gas for heating, acetylene for welding, different types of pesticides, nasty stuff like 1080-bait, aluminum phosphide, fumigant, actually that's fumitoxin. Different types of herbicides, so your spray seed, paraquat, soil treatment chemicals, methampsodium, and I believe any decent farmer would have a stash of ammunition and propellant powder. Hopefully not so much of black powder on their farm. How do we recognize dangerous goods? How do we know we actually have dangerous goods in our chemical shed? The first stop is that container, actually that label that shows dangerous goods diamond, proper shipping name, and UN number. The second checkpoint is your safety data sheet. So it's important to have a safety data sheet. You often get them with the product. Don't throw them into a bin, because Section 14 tells you exactly what you're dealing with. And Section 14 will provide similar information to the label, and it will include packing group. Packing group gives you the level of danger. If something is packing group 1, like for example fumitoxin, that is some serious business. You have to treat that chemical with caution. And packing group 3 means it's low danger. You still have to have a safety consideration there, but it's not as being a packing group 1. Alternatively, you can find it free online. This is ADG code that lists all the substances that are classified as dangerous goods. You can download it, you can search for the chemical, and if you find it on the list, that means it's a dangerous goods. From the 1st of October, new edition, I think we are up to number 9, 7.9 will be out. Now, we went into our egg store, we've got our dangerous goods, and we need to load them on the truck to take them to the farm. So let's see what we need to consider when we transport dangerous goods on farms. There is this convenient exemption, and it was primarily designed and built into our regulations for the farmers. And it allows farmers to transport up to 3 IBCs, on a vehicle without dangerous goods driver's license. There is only another condition, so the no filling or emptying from IBC. Now, I want to warn you of upcoming change that may affect the way you use this 3 IBC rule. So, dangerous goods with this classification, UN 3082 and UN 3077, that's your glyphosate, your trifluralin. Some solid pesticides are classified as UN 3077. At the moment, these chemicals are excluded from dangerous goods list if they are in packaging and in IBCs. That means you'd treat them as non-DG. So if you, for example, load your truck with 3 IBCs of paraquat, you can add as many IBCs of trifluralin or glyphosate, and that won't affect that rule that you don't need a dangerous goods license is still applicable. However, in a year, we are adopting European dangerous goods code, and there is a change. So this exemption will only apply to the packages up to 30 kilograms. So your IBC with trifluralin and glyphosate will be considered now as dangerous goods, and you must take them into account when you are thinking of dangerous goods load and that 3 IBC exemption from dangerous goods driver's license. So once you load your IBC, so that pretty much means 1,000 liters of dangerous goods or more than 245 kilos LP gas cylinders, you loaded what we called a placard load on your truck. And this is how your truck should look like. Should have diamonds at the front and the back, safety equipment, fire protection, safety documentation, transport document, emergency information. You must have public liability insurance. What else is needed? In practical terms, your load must be properly restrained and secured, so nothing's rolling, slips, or bounces off. On your left-hand side, you will see a properly restrained load, straps suitably rated, there is a gate, there is no protrusion through the gate. On the right-hand side, there is not so great restraint of the cylinders. Actually, it's non-existent, and friction is really low because there is no rubber mat in between steel cylinders and steel tray of the truck. And in case of braking, these cylinders would just slide along the steel tray. Another important rule: don't carry chemicals in the cab because they can leak. And this is what can happen. And this happened actually in eastern states. Acetylene cylinder was left overnight. It leaked. The owner clicked the car keys to open, and this is the outcome. Luckily, he was not injured. Packages can be damaged. They can leak. You can be exposed to toxic fumes. So cabin enclosed space is definitely no-go. Keep chemicals and packages upright. No leaning or stacking. This is what we see, like people strapping LP gas cylinder in like a horizontal position. Liquid from the cylinder will get in touch with pressure relief valve and block it. So guess what will happen in a case of fire? You don't have that pressure relief valve operating to relieve increased pressure. And this is why all this restraint is important, because incidents happen and people can get injured. This becomes hazmat report. Medical assistance may be delayed because we don't know what's there. And believe me, it's a costly exercise that someone needs to cover the cost of this. Furthermore, it's important to keep things separated. It's definitely not a great idea to transport LP gas together with fireworks. Also, it's not a great idea to transport chemicals with food, with water, with animal feed or fertilizers.